Big U, I want to get into your beginnings because I know this documentary talks a lot about the streets and what it has to do with hip hop. And so I want the both of you to know that I'm not trying to be salacious in any capacity or dig into any scandals of any kind. I really want people to know who you are and where you come from and how this whole process has happened. I know you were a part of what was known as the Body Snatchers. Who were the Body Snatchers and how exactly did they operate?
Oh, see, we go all the way back to that's what we used to do. We was getting money. So we was I wasn't really a major dope dealer. I was better at kind of getting my man. And so we was we
Wait,
was
wait, what do you mean when you say I gotta say pause. What do you mean when you say getting my man? Just so the
but
people
we how rappers got all the money now and you see the glutz and glory.
yeah,
So back then we would have been getting the rappers. Put it like that.
got it.
We would have
You would have been snatching them up.
yeah. And
Okay.
back then, so when you see these guys had these big ass crews and back in the dope dealing days, we would get that crew. Like it didn't matter who you was and what you was doing. If we was on you, we was on you. Just like the FBI came and got their man and the CIA got their man, we had all the same tools.
Yeah.
So, and that's just how we made a living. That was other people sold dope. Other people did certain things. We went through that, but I wasn't that great at that. I made most of my money doing what I went to prison for doing. So that's the only reason I still talk about it because that's what I went to prison for.
You were shot 7 times.
I've been shot 7 different times.
Yeah.
Starting
See,
at-
yeah, 7
starting-
different times. So
Yeah, 7
they
different
they
times.
were really trying to snatch you up too. You still here though,
I might have been going when it happened.
right? It took me a minute, but I'm there. I'm there.
I might have been in motion. I might not have been sitting around waiting on it. But still, hey, I'm still here now. My first time getting shot, I was 15 or 16 right here in the shoulder, and the next was here, then in this finger and this arm. And they shot in both legs. I mean, it was all good shot wounds. I have no bad injuries from either one of them. But it was LA. It was what LA was at the time, and it was what our music. It was what our music eventually started spousing. So when the West Coast sound came, the West Coast started talking about us. So when Ice-T came out with 6 in the morning,
Yeah.
Ice-T was already the first one we were emulating ourselves after. They were doing jewelry bashes, snatch and grab. So we was a youngster. That's what we come up with. That was our culture. It wasn't. I don't think, unfortunately, for my mother, it was ever a time I thought I was going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or any of that. I don't think I ever had that dream. I
Wow.
was always like, oh, I got to go get it.
Did you ever think, I like that you said that, because I believe that everything starts with a dream, and it also starts with a vision of you seeing yourself in a certain place.
Mhm.
Did you ever see yourself in the place you are today, executive producing a documentary for Disney?
No, not until I met Laquan. Not until I met Papa LQ in like 88, 89. Everything before that was selling dope and gang banging. It was like, because gang banging was, I came up in 1979. So a 12-year-old, and that's why I try to catch the boys at the age I catch them. Because about 12 to 13 is when boys make the decision of what they're going to do. At an early age, it's like, I'm going this way, I'm not going this way. So that was the time that gang banging was coming. The 60s and 80s traders started fighting. The violence rose so high in LA, and I wanted to be with the violence. I grew up on Westerns. I grew up on crime stories. We grew up watching the first gangs, the Bowery Boys, the Little Rascals. So we was already in tune on what gangs were. The first gang movie I ever fell in love with was The Warriors Come Out and Play.
Warriors.
And that set the stage for us. And people think hip hop influenced people more. Hip hop give you a verbal vision, but the movies actually give you an actual vision
Yeah,
and the ability to do
absolutely.
it. So we've been watching people get killed, robbed, and steal from day one. That's the
Well,
first
you
thing.
know, we can take it all the way back. We can take it all the way back.
We
We
should
have
and
been
get it off of hip hop.
right, right, right. I agree. I mean, hip hop has lost the propaganda game here because
Yeah.
we can take folks stealing and taking from us and burning down our houses and putting burned crosses in the middle of our yards and stripping our husbands away from us to go be enslaved for some other family, or taking our babies from out of our wombs and taking them off for us to never see again. Oh, the stealing did not start with us. The body snatching, do you hear me, Big U? The body snatching did not start with us.
No, it didn't. And it wasn't until I read Malcolm X's autobiography that I figured it out. And I read this one book, had a profound effect on me. It was 100 Years of Lynching.
Yeah.
And when I read that book, at an early age, I cried because I had realized I was an enemy and I was the same people to my own people. That what I was doing, I was a tool for my own people. And when I read Malcolm X's autobiography, I cut my hair. You're going to see in the documentary, I go from a Jerry curl to a flat top, but I still end up going to prison. Because in my drug years, and Bimmy can tell you, I had amassed such debt. I had 2 little brothers in private school. I was put through my private school. I had 2, 3 apartments. I had just bought a house. I had just had a kid. I had so many cars and car notes that when I had read the book and I wanted to get out, I couldn't financially get out.
Yeah.
I was stuck. And I'm like, damn, like, whoa, what else am I gonna do? What can I do? And that's when I'm like, let me put this pistol up and go get it like that, because I didn't want to sell drugs no more. So it was like, let me go get the dope dealers that's selling this shit to my families, to my people. And that's when we became the Body Snatchers, because it was like in our minds, we was Robin Hood. We wasn't going out and we weren't doing none of the blacks no more. We weren't hurt no more brothers, period. We weren't hurt no brothers. And we want to do it, but our mentality still was, and that's what I ended up going to prison for. And I was already on a road of change, but I ended up going to prison, and it just helped to reaffirm my thoughts. So the 13 years I did in prison is what affirmed me in LA, because now I was studying Islam before I went, and the time I did helped me build a relationship with brothers from all sides. So now I'm in prison with the Crips and Bloods. I'm like the biggest name on every yard I get there, but they seeing that I'm not moving against us. I'm not fighting against black people. And so the brothers who was coming from jail was putting that on the street. Oh, Biggie, when he's cool, he's tripping. He pushing the black thing. So when I came home,
we're gonna take a quick break, Big U. The documentary is Hip Hop Uncovered. If you're wondering what we're talking about, and a lot of this you will see in the documentary, which airs tomorrow. So let's take a quick break. We'll come right back with Bimmy and Big U on on the Tammi McLeod Show on Fox Soul.
You forgot what show we was on?